Hi, April. Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
Yay. Hi, Anne.
Hi.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
correct.
gosh. I look rough today. All right. Let's see here. Okay. I think we're live on our team page. So if you guys are on Facebook, say hi so we can make sure we say hi to you.
7:48 a.m. is perfect. That's fine.
Okay. Let me just make sure that this is all good to go.
Oh, did I touch it again? God dang it. Okay, don't touch it.
Okay. Jessica, you're on here too. Yay. I'm glad you made it here today, Jessica. Yay. Anne Marie, hi, good to see you.
Hi.
All right, so I was actually just sharing that I'm actually in our trailer in our RV because my husband has been working away from home Monday through Friday, and I decided to stay with him this week. And I was planning on going home today so that I could host this, but I there was snow over the mountain, and I really wanted to stay with my husband. I didn't really want to leave him, so I was like, well, I'll do this from my laptop. And the last hour, he has been doing like updates on my computer to make sure that all of this is working. And we weren't even sure until probably like 10 minutes ago that it was really going to work. So we might have a couple issues, but I think we'll be okay. So thank you guys for hanging in there with me and going on this journey with me, because life is life, right? I did have a couple of like props at home that I was going to share with you, and since I'm not at home now, I'm trying to figure out some different ways to go about it, so hopefully this will work. So let me pull up my thingy real quick so I know exactly what I'm talking about tonight. I actually was working on this. I went to Starbucks today and I was working on this for, I think I was there for 4 hours. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I know. Listen, I take this seriously.
I know.
Okay, let's see if I can. This is so weird. Okay, well, we'll just go like this. So if I'm not like looking at the camera, sorry. It's just because that's how this is going. Okay, make sure we're good here. Weird. Okay. All right. How was your guys' Valentine's Day? Did you guys do anything?
Nah.
Yeah, nothing too special.
Yeah. We went out to dinner, but it was like late. Like I'm usually in bed by 7:30, 8, and we went out to dinner. And the first place we went, they were like, "Oh, it'll be like an hour and 15-minute wait," and we were like, "Oh, that doesn't sound very fun." But we ended up going to another place, had a better dinner, and yeah. But by the time we got home, I just went straight to bed. I was so tired. So yeah, it's always nice to go and do a little something, but
Yeah, we had a very casual dinner. Do you all have Raising Cane's out there? The Cane's, it's chicken tenders. It's real popular here in Texas. So on Valentine's Day, you can buy one, get one free dinner. So that's as fancy as we got.
hey, that's
But
awesome.
we were working all day and everything. So, but it was nice. It was
Yeah.
it was delicious. Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right, well, let's get started. So tonight I want to talk to you guys about local and in-person like lead generation, how to build your customer list in your local area. I also am going to share a little bit about how to share Avon without being salesy or pushy. I know that's a lot of concern. It was for me. It still is for me. We'll talk about doing events, how to share samples that result in sales, and the art of following up with your customers. So I had Oh, I had a little bit of recognition pulled up before I did my updates and now I don't. So I will email out the recognition tomorrow because I'll work on that from Starbucks tomorrow. And I'll email that out to you. So keep an eye for that because campaign 3 just ended. It closed yesterday. So lots of new updates and exciting stuff. So last week when we talked, I left you guys with a little bit of homework of making your list of 50 people, of just writing out your list. How did that go?
I thought it would be easier, but I'm short 5 people. So I got to 45. I mean, I know 50 people, but I was just, yeah, my brain just like stopped at 45. So I just have to complete the last 5.
Okay, well, 45 is fabulous. So be super proud that you achieved 45 because I'm proud because I know it's not an easy assignment and yeah, it can be challenging. So yeah, I'm glad that you got to 45. Well done. Well done. Well, you guys, if there's still time to complete your list of 50 people, we will be talking about building your list today. So oh, that reminds me of one last thing I need to pull up real quick before I really get into this. Customer list. There it is. So that I could share it in just a moment. So we will be talking a little bit about our customer list today. Move this over here. And then I also had talked to you guys about doing that checklist, the new rep checklist. Did you guys even look through that? Is there anything in there that you thought was interesting? Listen, I create these so that it will help you in your business. And if it doesn't help you, then please let me know. If it's something that you aren't even looking at, let me know because, you know, I don't want to be wasting my time and I don't want to be wasting your time. So please just keep me updated with what you are thinking and what you're doing. Okay, so with building our businesses. Remember last week I had talked about the 6 skills that you will need to build your business. And the first one, we're going to cover the first 3 today. So the first one is prospecting. So this is just seeing if people are interested in Avon. Our goal is to ask people if they're open to taking a look. We aren't trying to have them, you know, buy something from us right now. But you know, it's really a no pressure for the prospecting. And then, what happened? There we go. And then the second skill is converting. So that's converting, meaning converting to a first sale. Hey, Tony, I'm gonna have to ask you to mute because there's a lot of background noise that's happening. So, Tony, if you can't stay muted, you might have to try to call in and then mute that way. Okay, I think we're okay for now. Okay. I have all these screens. I'm trying just to make sure everything's all on here. Make sure I have everybody who wants to be added. Sorry guys, it's so different from my computer at home. I have 3 screens and here I actually have I have 2, but it's a new one I've never used before, so we're figuring it out. Let me check participants, make sure everybody's in here. Oh, Anne-Marie, thanks so much. I just saw your comment. I'm glad that that's helpful. Okay, what in the world? How do I go back to participants? There we go. Okay, so the first key skill, prospecting. So asking if people are interested in an Avon brochure and our products. Skill 2 is converting. So that's getting the sale. Skill 3 is following up. And we're going to talk a lot about following up today. So those are the 3 skills we're going to cover today. In order to develop a successful business with Avon, it's important to understand in the beginning, about 90% of your earnings will be coming from building your customer base. So a successful customer base is generally 20 customers who purchase $20 each campaign. So $20, 20 customers purchasing $20 every 2 weeks. And we talked about last week how that amount will help you achieve President's Club and secure your 40% earnings. So a strong customer base can be made of either face-to-face customers or online customers, or a mixture of both. So I have really built my business locally with my face-to-face customers, but in the last several years, really transitioned to mostly online customers, which we'll talk about online next week. So something to know about the different types of customers. So some customers, most customers, I shall say, most customers do not buy every single campaign. Typically, customers will buy every 3rd or 4th campaign. So that's every 6 weeks to every other month. Some customers only buy just for the holidays. So Easter, Mother's Day, Christmas, and that's totally okay. Some customers will buy every single campaign, and I love those kind of customers. I think that we all do. So another thing that I wanted to share is, speaking of customers who buy every single campaign, do not be your own best customer. I think it is so easy to want to buy everything as new things are being released. I know I had really struggled with ending up with a bunch of product, and I'm like, oh, wait, I need to make money, not spend all of my money. So I started to make myself earn the products I wanted to sell or I wanted to buy. So for example, if I wanted to buy a $40 product, then I knew I needed to sell $130 so that the earnings from the $130 would cover my $40 product that I wanted to buy. So I would use that as like a reward for myself to create the sales than to get the product that I wanted. So now, with that said, I do encourage you to get one product every campaign or every month, even if it's a small amount, just to try, just to have your own testimony about the product, because it's hard to sell items when you don't know about them. So if you get to try a product yourself, it makes it just so much easier to sell. But do not break the bank, because you're in this usually to make money, not to spend it all on Avon, even though it's so easy to do. Okay. Have you guys experienced that? Wanting to buy all of the things?
Yes.
It's easy to do. So yeah, just be aware, make yourself a receipt too, like create your own invoice so that you know how much that you are spending on the products, because it adds up pretty quickly. All right, let's talk about building our customer list. So how do we get customers and how do we keep customers? Well, it's actually pretty simple. We hand out brochures and then we follow up with them. And we add new customers to our list, give them a brochure, and follow up with them. So we do that over and over again. It's really wash, rinse, and repeat. So remember last week I was talking about thinking about your Avon business being like a boat, a big boat in the water. And our job is to have as many fishing poles in the water as we can, because the more poles in the water, the more fish you will catch. So, what can be your poles? I will talk about some of the things like doing events, networking events, local events, leaving brochures around town. Social media could be a pole, but having 5 to 6 different poles out of your boat at a time will be the best for your business. Having one poll, it will work, but it probably won't work as quickly as you would like it to. So, sorry, trying to get a little more comfortable here. Let's see here. Let me look at my notes. Keep the vision of this boat in your mind by having at least 5 to 6 polls outside of your boat at a time. The more things you do to gain customers, the quicker success you will have. So keep your customer list with you and keep adding contacts to it. So that's why I had you make a list of your 45, 50 people so that you can know when you are adding people to your list. Now, for me, when I first heard of, making a list of 50 or having a customer base ordering of 20 customers who are ordering $20 every 2 weeks, I know it felt very overwhelming to me. So if it feels like you're having to build the Golden Gate Bridge, or if it feels like you have to carve out Mount Rushmore by hand, you're in the right place. Because I promise though, once you get into the swing of it, the hang of it, you'll be having conversations and adding people to your list easily all the time. Okay, so I'm going to show you this customer list that I use, and let's see if I can find how I share this real quick now, because it's all weird. Share my screen. Whoa. Okay. Okay, do you guys see this customer follow-up list? Is that showing up for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So what this customer follow-up list does, it says follow-up. I just use it as my customer list. So on the left-hand side, you write down your customer name. I also write down their address if it's like my local customers, because it's easier to pull up their info. Uh-oh, a couple things are lost here. Okay. And then my phone number, their phone number, excuse me. And then up top, it'll say the campaign. So we're in campaign 3. So I'd write we're in campaign 4. So I'd write campaign 4, campaign 5, campaign 6. And I mark whenever I give them a brochure. I also mark if I do a follow-up phone call or text with them. If they have an order, I'll write down the amount of their order. And then on the right-hand side, you could write, any notes or whatever that you want. Here, actually at the bottom of the screen, so it kind of gives you a little bit of a key. So B, if you write the letter B, it means you left them a brochure. Call back this campaign if there's no order. You know what? Make it your own. But there is several different pages. It goes up to 45. Look at that. It goes up to 45 customers on here. Now remember, the goal of having 20 customers ordering $20 every 2 weeks. So if you filled this up, you are going to be golden. You are going to be exactly where you need to be. Now I'm going to show you. So I actually still have all of my customer lists. I use them all the time. So here's one. I carry them with me because I refer to them all the time. I actually had one pulled up that I was going to show you that was from many years ago, because I have been using this system for as long as I could remember. It really helps me keep consistent with giving brochures to my customers and following up with them every campaign. So I will add this customer follow-up list onto the email that I send tomorrow with the replay of this. But if you are on our team Facebook page and you check out the files, you could just find it right there, the customer follow-up list. If you do this customer list and do the 3 things of handing out brochures, following up, adding new customers to your list, do that for 6 campaigns, which is 3 months, I guarantee you're going to see success. Now, this beginning list that you're going to be making, you aren't necessarily going to be making money from it, but you are going to learn the consistency and the skills that it takes to make money from your list. So, your first list might be a little if you don't want to contact the 45 people that you have on your list, totally okay. You're going to learn the skills that it takes to have a successful list. The people who, most reps don't build their business with their friends and their families buying from them. So adding new people to the list is key. Okay, so I mentioned some customers will order every brochure, and that's great. The great thing about customers, though, is that once they buy from you, if you treat them with good customer service, they're always going to be your customer. So they will always be loyal to you. You don't need to keep finding new customers because the ones that you have are going to keep buying from you. So just keep that in mind. I have customers that I had that have been buying from me for 7, 8, 9 years. So, the work that I did back then, it's still paying off for me now. Another thing about building up my local customer base is when I moved to a new area, even though I wanted to build my business online, social media was very different back then. And, I knew that it took time, but I also wanted to, build locally, but I knew no one because I moved to a new city. So I got involved in my community and forced myself to go out and meet people. So I started going to church. I joined, women's luncheons that got together every month at our golf course. I started taking quilting classes. I accepted any invite to anything. I went to a clothing swap. I did bunko, which bunko is so fun. Our local chamber of commerce, they have weekly perks, which are great little, networking events, local businesses, and it gave me the opportunity to talk about leaving brochures and local businesses. I locally going out and meeting people is not my strength. Like, I am not a conversationalist. So I actually read a book. It's called How to Start a Conversation and Make Friends. And I had to learn that skill because that is not a strength of mine. So if you're in that position, get that book, How to Start a Conversation and Make Friends. I still have it. It's a good book. So even though when I first started, and I was awkward and I was horrible at it, so if that's you, that's okay too. It actually means you're on the right path, learning these new skills. But the great news is, even though I was horrible and I didn't know what I was doing, I started building a customer base and I started building a team. So do things that you normally wouldn't do, accept things that you normally wouldn't go to. So don't say no. Go to those bunko nights, go to those paint parties, go to those women's get-togethers. And so another thing is that even though I would never turn down an opportunity to get around other women, I didn't go into those events thinking with the mindset of, who am I going to get to buy Avon from me? It was more about how can I get to know these women and build friendships with them, because conversations turn into sales. So when we're talking about, growing our customer base, genuinely wanting to help other people and not just thinking what's in it for me, but how can we serve them and get to know them? And once people know that you are there to help them, not just to sell to them, then their guard goes down and they really start to take a look at what we have to offer. So, we have Julie over here. Let's let Julie in. See if anybody's here on Facebook. Take a little bit of a second here. Right. So another thing that I did when I moved to my new town is I started to brand myself as the Avon lady. Brand yourself as the Avon man too. So I actually have a lot of people who don't even know my name. They just know I'm the Avon lady. So that's how you know your branding is working. So wear a hat that says Avon, wear a pin, a button, or a name tag. Get a car decal for the back of your car that says Avon. Wear, Avon shirt. Put a sign in your yard. One of our team members, let's see if I have it up here. Oh, goodness. One of our team members, Cindy, she has a cute little sign out in front of her house that says Avon, and she got I think it was like a shepherd's hook, and she hangs brochures in those clear literature bags that we talked about last week, and she puts those just right in her front yard. One of our other team members, Angie, she actually lives on a main road. Let's see if I could share this screen. She lives on a main road, and she has a really small town, but she just even put this little thing up that says, please take an Avon brochure, have some, brochures in a little basket. I went to a reuse store, and the realtor boxes that are like clear and kind of like a little flappy lid on them. I put one of those in my front yard with Avon books, and I live on a dirt road, like nobody comes down my road, but I got customers because I had books in there all the time. So put a sign in your yard. Another thing that I have done that works really well, since I have a decal on the back of my car that says Avon, I have gotten they're like hooks. They have a suction cup on one side and then a hook on another. Let's see if I could just pull it up from Amazon real quick. And whenever I go into like a grocery store or at an appointment, I'll put that suction cup hook on the back of my car and some brochures in the clear literature bags, and I hang them on the back of my car. And I always get people who take brochures whenever I'm at the grocery store or whatever. Park next to the cart area, so whenever people return their carts, they're going to walk by your car and grab an Avon book too. Let me see if I could find the hook that I'm talking about. Suction cup hook. This is here on Amazon. Oh yeah, you could get a whole bunch of them for. Okay, share my screen. So yeah, here's the hooks. I actually had these ones. But yeah, you just like put it on the back of your car. If you don't even have a decal on your car, you could get like a poster board from the Dollar Tree and write Avon, or like get stickers that AVON, or make it fun, make it your own. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do it, but the more people who know what you do, the more sales you're gonna have. So yeah, these are the suction cup hooks that I would use. Okay, let's see what else here. Back on your door, with your branding yourself as the Avon lady, have 5 brochures with you whenever you leave the house, and don't come home with them. So tie Avon into your daily routine. Okay, so referring back to your list of 50 names, asking them if they are open. It's like planting seeds. So your first conversations, it's not, will you buy from me? It's asking them if they're open to looking through an Avon book, or would they be open to trying a sample of a specific product. You're planting these seeds, so don't expect to harvest the next day. Don't expect orders from these people when you share the brochure or the product for the first time. So last week we had talked about the negativity dance. Do you guys remember, with your 2 fingers and the negativity dance? So when you are planting these seeds and asking people if they're interested in looking through an Avon brochure, or if they're interested in trying out a specific product, you will get no's. So do your negativity dance, because not everybody's gonna say yes, but that's okay. To be honest, I am more afraid of being broke than working my business. And I know that I'm not going to just keep bugging people until they buy from me. That's not how I do it. But I'm not afraid of no's, because it's the only way that I'm going to get to the yeses, is if I get no's, looking for those yeses. So when you are asking people if they are interested in learning more, if they say no, then you just stop. You don't keep bugging them. That's how you are, like, you're not going to be pushy or salesy if they say no and then you stop. If they say yes, great. I know for me, I would not be bothered if somebody just asked me one time if I was interested. Like, would that bother you if somebody asked you one time if you were interested in something? No, I think most people are just even afraid to ask one time. One of the top leaders in Avon, her name is Lisa Wilbur. Like, she's a top seller. She's like a very, very top leader. She says you could be successful if enough people know what you do. So how can you get your brochure, your business in front of as many people as you can? So let's think about what is around you, what's around your block in your neighborhood. So if you are like looking at your house on a map, think about a flat 5-block circle around you. Are there businesses? Do you have 5 neighbors that you could go to? So you don't have to go far. You could just be really close to you. Also think about having helpers. So a friend or a family member, ask them to take a brochure to work with them and see if anybody at their work might be interested in Avon. Whenever I am exchanging money or paying for something, so like at the grocery store or even at my dentist or the doctor's office, I always have an Avon book, and I'll say, oh, I have an Avon book for you. And depending on their, response, I'll say, if you aren't interested, would you mind leaving this in your lunchroom? And almost everybody will leave one in their lunchroom. I also, whenever I'm exchanging money or, paying for something, I'll ask, would you like a free Avon brochure? Or, hey, when's the last time you've seen an Avon brochure? I always get good responses with that. I've also gone into senior and retirement homes and asked if they would like Avon service. You could even set up a little table for the residents and the caregivers to shop from. You could do like even a little, spa day, or, give out handshulls. So like, hand cream on the residents' hands. You can create a Google My Biz account. So on Google, it's a local thing, and you just set it up with your address. I think you can actually hide your address, but then when people search in your area for an Avon representative, Google's just going to pop up yours. Cindy on our team, she does really well with her Google My Biz, and she gets, I think, hundreds of views like every month, and I think she gets like at least one new customer every week just by having an account on Google My Biz. It's free to do. Another thing that I have done to build my local base is I'm trying to find the picture here. I have posted in local Facebook group sites, and let me pull up my photo of exactly what I have done. Share this. So usually about every 6 months or so, I post on a local Facebook group site. And I did this one. This was a couple Christmases ago. And I just really simply made it very simple. I just took a picture of me with the brochures, and I said, hi friends, our Christmas books are out. I'll be delivering books tomorrow in town. Would you like me to no contact drop one off to you? Because this was like at the height of COVID. And comment below or message me. And let's see here. I got 51 people that said yes, that they would like a book, and 2 of them already placed orders. So this was like so successful. And I try to do this about every 6 months. So like these were our local Facebook group pages. So the town that I live in is Prineville. So I did it in Prineville, Lake Acres, which is my neighborhood group. What's happening in Prineville, Buy, Sell, Trade, Prineville, Girlfriend Swap, Prineville, $10 or less. So I just had to do that. And I got 52 customers out of that. I mean, potential customers, right? Like that's huge. So I encourage you to do that. Another thing that you could do is create lead boxes. So let me find the page here. Lead boxes. Well, this one, this was a little bit different, but a lead box is something that you can go into businesses and ask if you can have people enter in to win something. I have actually another example. I'm sorry that this isn't as easily put together as I had hoped. It's a lot different when I'm not at home. Okay, let me find this real quick though. This is the one that somebody just did for Valentine's Day for lead boxes, and I thought it was fabulous. Share the love. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I can't find it now. So when I share the replay of this, I have a video about creating lead boxes that is like so good. And you simply just go into businesses and say, hey, can I leave this here for people to enter to win? And you could give away like an invite to a party, like make it really special. And then you just get people's contact info for you to follow up with. I wish I could find that post of that lead box. It was so cute. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, I will make sure to get that in when I send out the replay email. Another thing that you can do for local business is a customer appreciation event. So this was one of my favorite ways to grow my business. I would go into local businesses, dentists, insurance agencies, and I would say, hi, I'm Jessica, the local Avon lady. We are having a customer appreciation event. How many women work here in the office? And they'll say 3, 4, whatever. And I would have little like sample packs that I would put together, and I would give them out to the ladies and give them a book. And I'll say, we're just having a customer appreciation, so wanted to, share a little goodie with you ladies. And then I would go back the next week and say, hey, I'm Jessica, the Avon lady. I left you guys some Avon brochures. Is there anything that you would like? Or I would give them a new brochure. And I would actually do that to some of our local businesses. I would start to go in every campaign. I would even put it on my customer list, go into the dentist office or the insurance agency. Like that would be one of my stops on my customer list. The customer appreciation event was one of my favorite ways to grow my business because I could target several ladies at one time. And I had mentioned handing out sample packs. So one of the leaders in Avon, her name is Milagros Garcia. She started this thing about sample packs, and she calls them bombitas. And they're so super cute. They're just like little sample packs that you could hand out whenever you are out and about. And here's an example of one. This was one of our team members, Rachel. This was last year, but she put in like a little business card, a lip balm, and like I had mentioned, when you are exchanging money, you could always just hand these out. Everybody likes to get a little goodie, so make it fun to be like, oh, here I have a little lip balm for you, or I have a little gift for you, and people love it. So just an idea of some sample packs that you can hand out when you are out and about. You can also go door to door, go knock on doors if you really want to build your business. I promise it's not as scary as you may think. I think I'd posted yesterday or the day before, when I had moved to my new area, I wanted to really grow my business, and I had my uncle go hang out in the car while I was going door to door. So he would keep an eye on me. And I think it was an hour, and I had knocked on 30 some doors, and it was so easy. I would just say, hi, I'm Jessica, the Avon lady. Would you like an Avon brochure? And they would say yes or no. And when they would say yes, I'd say, great, what's your name? And I would have a little sticky note with me and I would write down their name and I'll say, I'm also doing a giveaway this month. What's your phone number? And I'll text you if you win. And then I would get their phone number. So I would knock on doors. You can knock on doors if you want to too. But speaking of going door to door, you can also, it's called tossing brochures or hanging brochures on doors. One of my dear friends, Alice Chisholm, when she started Avon, she wanted to leave brochures on doors to build her business. So she would get those clear literature bags and prep all of her books, and she would hang between 100 and 200 books every Saturday. She would make it like a family thing. Her husband and her son would go out every Saturday and go hang brochures on doors. And she did that and built her business up to Honor Society, which is selling $20,000 a year. So when you are hanging brochures or tossing brochures, keep in mind you could hang or toss 100 brochures and maybe get 1 or 2 orders. So it's a lot of work for a little bit of a return, but if you really want to grow your business, that is an option to do. It has been very successful for people. Give products as gifts to friends and family. So I keep talking about Bunko, but this last weekend I went to Bunko and I brought one of our hand soaps as a hostess gift. And I know she's going to be ordering because I gave her a book too, and she was really excited. So that will help you get more customers as well. I promise. Leave brochures at local laundromats and restaurants. So on my customer list, I also have laundromat on there so that I know that every campaign, every 2 weeks, I will go and leave books at the laundromat, and it does get me customers. So local laundromats, you can even hang flyers at your local laundromats. I
have an idea.
Yeah.
I have an idea about the laundromat.
Okay.
Is that if you got those the laundry soaps, the little squares, you could just leave some of those.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I love that. That's a great idea. I actually was going to show you guys how I did those little laundry. Here, let me show you my share screen right here.
Jessica, real quick, I had a question. When you do that and you get like those local orders, do you encourage them? Do you point them then to your online store, or do you just take their orders personally and then deliver them, or a little bit of both?
Yeah, it's up to you. When I was really building my local business, I would take their orders and then I would deliver it to them. But it's up to you, however you want to work your business. These are the little laundry detergent sheets, and I would put them in these are the snack size Ziploc bags, and I put a little sticker on them that says this is a laundry detergent sheet, use it for a small load. It has my phone number on it for them to contact me too. So I know I always like making these samples too, because everybody loves these. You could put these in one of those sample packs in a little bombita, handing out. People will be really intrigued by it because not a lot of people know that you could get laundry detergent in sheets. So it's kind of fun. Okay. Oh, actually, I was going to show you. We'll talk about that in a second. Oh, so when I talked about adding Avon into your daily life, I like to go garage sailing in the summer, and my auntie, we usually go together. And so I will bring Avon books with me because I mentioned, right, branding yourself. So having 5 Avon books with you, don't come home with them. And so whenever we go garage sailing, I would always give out Avon books to the people who are doing their garage sale. I would even ask some of them if I could just leave brochures right at their, little register area, their checkout area. And nobody said no. Like everybody was like, yes, I'd love to do that. So that's a great way to get local customers too. Okay, let me keep going here. I also leave brochures like at restaurants, at restaurants at the front where they have like other like the nickel ads or like real estate books. I leave brochures there, like 8, 9 brochures at a time sometimes. I've never had anybody tell me that I can't books there, that I can't leave books there, but I've also rented out a spot for my brochures at some places. So one of our town's local newspapers, it's called the Roundup. They have magazine racks at different grocery stores and restaurants around town. And I just emailed her and asked if I could rent a spot on her rack. And it was like $5 a month. And I would always get new customers. I would leave between 20 and 40 brochures each week, and I would always get like 2 new customers every week. So that's another way to build your local business. You could do tailgating or pop-ups. So like when you have concerts in the park, you could go to the swim park. It's really just all about increasing your visibility into your business. My friend Mindy, I have a photo. Let me find it. She would set up at Starbucks when she would do her deliveries. Now, this is going to be really small just because that's a situation we're in. But whenever she would do her delivery, she would have her customers meet her at Starbucks. And so she sat up outside. This is like a little Avon table runner. And her customers would come pick up their orders, and then everybody would, see her Avon. And if they're interested in Avon, they would come right up to her. But she got several new customers just by doing that for her customer pickups. So that was kind of fun. You could hang up flyers around town. I hung up flyers. We have a lot of different little mini bulletin boards. And I've always hung up flyers like at our laundromat, at our grocery store. If you need flyer ideas, I have several of them in the files area on our Facebook team page. So you could check there. Book tossing, which we talked about. You could go into hair and nail salons, drop new books off every campaign, keep showing up with samples and talk to the ladies that are working, become friends with them. They eventually will order. You can do welcome packs at apartments, or like the part of the welcome wagon in your neighborhood, or you could connect with a local real estate agent and see if you could put together a little welcome gifts, like, with home supplies like hand soap, dishwashing tabs, laundry detergent. Work with your local real estate agents. You can do business break room baskets, even at like local nursing homes. You could do this for the employees there. You could do the business break room baskets at banks or medical offices. You just ask how many ladies work there and leave a basket of samples and books in their employee bathroom or break room. You could even have a few cash and carry products to sell. Hang books on the back of the vehicle when in stores, which I mentioned. Reach out and visit 5 neighbors this week and give them your Avon book to browse. Take cookies with you. Connect with one new business a month to introduce yourself and your business to them. That's 12 new referral sources a year. Let them know that you want to partner with them and introduce your Avon customers to what they have to offer. Okay, let's keep moving on. Order as many brochures as you can afford. 100 brochures in a campaign is a great start. What do you think of that? 100 brochures. So make a goal to leave brochures everywhere. Ask friends and family to pass a few out too. Tell them your goals. Tell them that, you're working on earning the next trip with Avon and that you could buy them a souvenir. Events. Okay, let's talk about events now. I love doing events. They are one of my favorite ways to grow my business. When I first also moved here to my new town, I did one event and I had 60 people that were interested in buying Avon. And because I had that 60, I then ended up having 20 of them who would buy $20 every 2 weeks, and I made President's Club that first year. So you could do big events like women's shows or career expos or seasonal events like, holiday craft bazaars. My town had our big event of the year is a rodeo. And so I would set up and do our rodeos. You can even create your own small or big events. You can do like a spa party, a manicure party. You can create like a sip and shop. So that could be just as simple as, meeting a couple ladies at Starbucks. You could have a sip and sample party where you tell all your friends, leave their wallets at home, but give them a wish list and pick a product that you are interested in and share that with them. You can have a launch party. So one of our team members, Chantel, she started with a launch party for her business and then would create new parties from the attendees that came to that. So then she would have them, host at their house. And she did that for her first year and earned the trip to Hawaii just by doing a party. I think she would do about one a week. So that's something that you could always look into if you wanted. You could, make them fun. They could be lipsticks and lattes or mascara and margaritas. You can even create like fundraiser tables. So every October with Avon, there's a huge, I don't want to say push, but like a huge focus on the American Cancer Society. And we have a bunch of breast cancer products that proceeds for those products go to the American Cancer Society. So every October, it's a great opportunity to set up a table, maybe outside of a grocery store or women's clothing store, and share what we have. I don't typically sell products when I do these fundraising tables. It's just to be visible out in the community. So I'm going to show you one that, this is probably going to be really small. Sorry, guys. They're a lot bigger on my other screen, but so this was in October. This was several years ago. This is my upline, Barbara. I just love her. We were promoting our new, it was a skincare line. It was called Vital. And when you purchased it in October of that month, a certain amount of the proceeds went to the American Cancer Society. So that was just something that we did. We set up in front of one of our grocery stores. We weren't selling any product, but we were talking to people and sharing, that Avon is still around. Another thing is you could do a kiss breast cancer goodbye. And I thought that this is so fun. So, we have our little mini lipsticks samples, and everybody loves those little mini lipstick samples. You have them put the lipstick on their lips, take a sticky note and like leave a kiss or like a lip imprint and put it on, a board just for fun. And you can see in this picture, there's, the little mini lipsticks. They can choose their color and then they get to keep their little mini lipstick. But it's just a way to have fun, raise awareness, and, be visible out in the community. You could also do like little table events at gyms or health fairs. You could share some of our Retune products. You could even do some samples of our protein powder or our hydration packs, which if you guys have not ever tried our hydration pack, I love them. I drink them almost every single day, right? They're so good. They're perfect for like a little afternoon pick me up. They're full of vitamins, electrolytes, minerals, and you just mix it in with some water, and they taste good. It's good for you. It's like the healthy version of Gatorade. And anyways, I love those. You could sample those, and it's always a good thing. I have a whole training that I did about doing events. So if you guys want more info about that, I will share that with you. I just love doing events. They're a lot of fun. Okay. Let me take a sip. I got some root beer. I don't drink soda, but I got some root beer today and it's really good. Okay. So we talked about how to get local customers, where to find them, where they can find you. Now I wanted to talk about some delivery tips. I like to plan one delivery day. So I schedule one day, write it down, I schedule it, I block out time to do my customer deliveries, because otherwise I'll be going here and there. I'll be doing a delivery on Tuesday and then on Wednesday and then on Friday. And that just does not work for me. So whenever my orders arrive for my customers, I'll just let them know, hey, I'm doing my deliveries on Thursday between 10 and 11 a.m. If you aren't home, I'll leave your order in a safe place. You could leave your payment underneath your doormat. I sometimes will work with my customers if it's a large order. I won't necessarily leave it. But this is my business. And so I can't be running around at the drop of the hat for my customers as much as I want to. It's just not possible. So schedule a delivery day and stick to it. My delivery days are always Thursdays. So my customers know Thursdays are my delivery day. That's just how it goes. When you do deliver, go to the neighbors of that customer. So the 5 neighbors. So let's say you're out in front of the house of your customer, go to the 2 neighbors on each side of her house, and then the 3 across the street. And when you do that, you could even just leave a little note and say, I'm your neighbor, Cindy's Avon lady, thought you might enjoy looking through the book too. And then, leave them at their door. Or you can even knock on their door too if you wanted, and say, I'm your neighbor, Cindy's Avon lady, thought you might enjoy looking through the book too. Whenever I would do deliveries, I would actually always have a cash and carry basket, or it's like a demo basket. And that was one of the props that I have at home that I wanted to show you guys. But I got a basket from a garage sale, and it's not too large. I keep a couple of brochures in it, and I have the lipstick samples, because everybody likes those lipstick samples. Usually I will have 1 or 2 of the new products, because I want my customers to touch it and feel it and really experience the products. And if I have any extra products, I will just sell from that basket as well. I'll take a picture of it when I get home so that you could get an idea of it. But I actually have one of my very first YouTube videos that I ever made. It was called Avon Sales Idea. Let me see if I could just find a little picture of the basket so that you could get an idea. Oh, that's blurry. Okay. Just so you could get an idea, I put samples in it. Let's see, what in the world? Share, where can I not share? Share. I can't share my screen now? Wasn't I? I was sharing it a bit ago. Now it's not giving me that option. Okay, well, I put samples in it. I usually have a skincare item in it, and I will let my customers try out the skincare. I'll put it on the back of their hand, let them smell it, let them rub it in. And I would always sell products. One of my customers, if I didn't bring my demo basket or my cash and carry basket, she wouldn't really order much, maybe $10, fine. But if I brought my cash and carry basket and showed 2 or 3 of the new products, she would buy every single one. So it works to do that. I love my cash and carry basket. So I'll show you guys it when I get home. You could just use some of the products that you get for free from Avon. And you could just sell those or just use it as a demo. Another thing on my delivery day is I have a little cosmetic bag that I have my essentials in it. So I have thumbtacks in it ready for hanging up flyers, because I'd always hang up flyers. I have business cards. I also, my little cosmetic bag, have a little notebook. So after I would get done chatting with a customer, a new customer, I would go back into my car and I would write notes of things that they would say, things that I wanted to remember. their husband's name or their dog's name, or if they mentioned birthdays or events that are coming up, so that the next time that I go and visit them, I could either, bring those things up or really, act like I know what I'm doing. They're like, yeah, I know your husband's name, or, so like keeping notes so that I could really build that relationship with my customer really helps a lot. Another thing that you could do on deliveries is when you package up your orders, you can make them, super cute. Put tissue paper, make it like a gift. We just had Valentine's Day. You could even put a little chocolate in there for your customers. They love that. And that's why they will always be your customer forever once you are building that relationship with them. Okay, done with that. The next, so on my delivery days is the same day that I would deliver brochures. So instead of giving brochures, all around all the time, I would always make Thursdays delivery day and brochure delivery day. So that's when I would go down my customer follow-up list. I would kind of create like a route throughout my town and say, okay, first stop is here, gets a brochure. The next stop, I'm delivering their order, they get a brochure too. Third stop, a brochure. And I would just kind of create like a route, and that would be my every Thursday, what I would do. Another way that you can get brochures to your customers is actually to mail them brochures. If you were to mail a brochure yourself, take it to the post office, it's actually pretty expensive. There is a service, it's called campaignmailer.com. And I love using the service because they just mail the brochures for you. So you just sign up, give them your customer addresses, and they will send them off for you. They do it through bulk mailing, so it can take a couple of weeks to arrive, but we usually order the brochures ahead of time. So for example, we just started campaign 4. They're already starting to mail campaign 5 brochures. So you could look at their schedule and kind of determine when you need to order your brochures. The more that you mail, the less expensive they are. I encourage you to add yourself to that mailing so that you will get one as well. And you'll be able to determine, because there's different mailing schedules, you'll be able to figure out what schedule is right for you so that the brochures don't like arrive like a week before the campaign starts or like a week after. Like for me, I do mailings D or E, and those work best for me, but it, you just gotta try it for you because it might be different for you depending on where you live. If you do use campaign mailer, it can get expensive if you are not following up with your customers. So make sure that you are following up. It's already 6:05 and we still have to talk about following up. So just encourage you really, be aware of how many you're mailing so that you aren't spending more than you're making. Okay, let me keep moving on. How to use samples. Okay, so you want your money you want your samples to work for you, not just spending your money on samples. So a couple tips about samples. Number 1, well, you got to try the samples yourself, because if you don't know what it is, what it's like, it's going to be hard to sell it. Number 2, when you do hand out samples to your customers, make a note of what you give your customers, because they have no clue what the names are or anything. They're going to say, you gave me a purple sample. So make a note so that you know exactly which ones you gave to them. And number 3, we have a thing that we do called a lumpy brochure, and I don't have a sample on me, but let's see, I have a brochure. So like a lumpy brochure. So let's say you have a sample of the new retinol cream. On the page of the retinol cream, the sample that you have, you could just like tape it right in there, put it in your brochure, and then it's called a lumpy brochure. But customers love that. I also encourage you not to just put a sample in the bag when you deliver and hope that your customer finds it and tries it out. Instead, make giving out that sample a big deal. So you could fancy it up, but really make sure to point it out to your customers. So say, oh, I'm adding this skincare sample for you. I'd love to get your opinion on it. It's a moisturizer, so use it after you wash your face or right when you get out of the shower. So make it, oh my gosh, this little thing is crazy. Make it a fun thing. I have one sample thing here that I was going to show you. This is really, oh, look, I can share screen again. How weird is that? It's totally user error. That's what it is. Okay, so here's like a sample thing. So like do a little sticky note on it and say, Sue, this is really moisturizing. Or Lisa, awesome product. Tell me what you think. And I think you'll love this. Like customers like that personalization. So yeah, do a little bit of personalization. It's easy. It's fun. Let me see if I can share with you this other. I was going to show you my basket, right? Let's see if I can do that now. Share screen. Here's my cash and carry basket from one of my very first YouTube videos. You can see I got a couple full-size products in there. There's some samples, some of the little lipstick samples. Fun. I would always sell a lot when I carried my cash and carry basket. I even brought this cash and carry basket to like family get-togethers because people love digging through the basket and like finding treasures. It's true. It's true. Okay, there's that. Okay, let's go. Keep moving on. Okay, following up. Let's talk about following up, and then we're done. I have a lot to say about follow-up. Don't I always? Okay. Plan your time to follow up. This is the most important step after giving out brochures and samples. This is a testimony. Yesterday, this is not really yesterday, but this is true. This really happened to me. Yesterday, my order was due and I started out the day with $35 in sales. So I called and texted all my customers and I ended with $300 in sales. So from $35 to $300 just by doing some follow-up. My customers now expect my call and aren't bothered by reminders. And of course, I hear, no thanks, nothing this time. But I also hear, thanks for thinking of me. Thanks for the reminder. So follow up, follow up, follow up. It's not my favorite part of the business, but I promise it gets easier when your customers really recognize that it's a part of your service. So just because Avon is always on our mind doesn't mean it's always on our customers' mind. So I aim to spend about 10 minutes a day following up with the customers on my customer follow-up list. It's not being pushy, it's offering what we have and being of service to them. So it usually takes several touches or connects with somebody before they buy. So remember we talked about planting the seed. Following up is just watering that seed. I had mentioned Lisa Wilbur, who's a top seller. She's a top leader with Avon. She says, buying brochures is a great idea. Buying samples to give out is also a great idea. Buying demo products to show is a great idea, unless you don't follow up with your customers. Then none of those things are going to help you. Asking for the order doesn't have to be intimidating. Keep it simple and light. Try something like just checking back to see if there's anything that I could order for you. My order goes in on Tuesday. Or when I talked to you last, you mentioned you were low on a new moisturizer. Did you want me to order some for you? It goes in next Wednesday. Following up or checking in is part of the job as a salesperson. It's part of our service. Many customers want to place orders or put it off because they forget to call you when they want it. It's our responsibility to check in with them. Handing out books and waiting for them to call you isn't going to make you much money doing it that way. So follow up, check in, ask if you could be of service to your customer. That's how it works. That's what Lisa Wilbur says. And I will listen to everything she says because she's at the top of sales and leadership. So she's doing something right. So how to follow up, you call or text your customers. You could Facebook message them. I don't usually call. I'm a texter or a Facebook messenger, and I'll just say, hey, Sally, have you had a chance to look through the Avon brochure I left you? Is there anything you'd like to try or any samples I could get for you? Hey, Sally, just a reminder, my Avon order goes in tonight by 8 p.m. Let me know if I could get you anything. Most of the time, they will actually say, no, nothing this time. And I'll say, great, thanks for letting me know. I'll be sure to drop the next brochure off to you. And then it's a wash, rinse, and repeat. Give them the new brochure. Follow up. So with following up, it's all about actually building relationships, right? We're not going to be bothering them, asking for them to order every single campaign. So there's other things that you could do to follow up that are not involved in just asking them for the order. You could say, hey, I'm just curious. I'm going to start a birthday promotion. When's your birthday? Or you could say, hey, are you on Facebook? I'd love to connect with you on there. I also have a VIP page that you could join and win goodies every week or month. Hey, I'm going to be giving away our luxury skincare trial kit this month, and whoever places a $50 order will be entered. Or you could say, hey, look at these special bundles, and then you could take a photo and share it with your customers who have purchased and say, hey, I saw this special offer and thought of you. Or you can just promote a specific product. Hey, here's my favorite product this month. Or, hey, this is what I'm really loving right now, and here's why. I thought you might be interested too. Or you can go to their social media page, their Facebook page, and like their photos, comment on their last posts, because then you're going to pop up, your face is going to pop up, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I wanted to place that Avon order. I was going to message her. And plus then they're going to see all the fun that you're having with Avon and really want to order right away too. Bad follow-up is better than no follow-up. So if you aren't following up, you are losing at least 50 to 98% of the sales that you could be making. A lot of the time with follow-up, I don't get any responses. So it's totally normal if people aren't responding to you, but that doesn't mean that they aren't seeing it, and it doesn't mean that they aren't interested. So it's like watering those seeds. I had actually somebody who ordered online, and I would connect with them every 6 months, and I never got a response from them. But then they start putting in orders again. So, it's not necessarily about bugging them. It's keeping you in top of mind with them. Most people confuse rejection of the sale with people disliking them. They waste time thinking, well, why didn't she buy from me? She must not have liked me. How can I make everyone like me? Well, you can't. And it doesn't matter if they like you, because selling is really about building relationships, but it's also a numbers game. For every 3 people you talk with, maybe 1 person will buy. And if 2 buy, that's great. Great sales leaders also know that rejection is part of the game. So if you're too focused on rejection, you are focusing on the wrong thing, because you're focusing on you. Great sales come to the people whose sole focus is on the customer and how you can serve her. If you're thinking of her needs and how you can help her, then you won't have room in your thoughts or fear of rejection. Ask questions about them. So when you are asking questions, you're finding out what your customer needs and wants and giving her better service, and you're forcing your mind to focus on her. There could be a number of reasons your customer did not buy from you or respond to you, and those things have nothing to do with you. She may be having problems at work. You look just like her ex-friend. She woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Her kid threw up. Whatever the reason, it doesn't matter. Just learn from it what you can and move on. And I read this today and I thought this was like totally true. So if she, ghosts you, doesn't respond to you or whatever, maybe she's blowing you off. Maybe she's a bad friend. Maybe she's keeping you in her back pocket for a rainy day. Maybe she's fake. Maybe she's fickle. Maybe she's petty. Maybe she's a bad fit for you. It's all entirely possible. Or maybe she's busy. Maybe her plate is completely full. Maybe she's coping the best way she knows how. Maybe she's stressed. Maybe she's maxed out. Maybe stuff isn't going her way and she's saving her energy. Maybe she really did miss your text. Maybe she's overwhelmed with her kids, her family, and bills. Maybe she's trying her best, but her best isn't much right now. Maybe anxiety is getting in the way and rearing its ugly head as it so often does. Maybe it has nothing to do with you at all. Maybe it's all about her. So when you don't hear back from somebody, don't think that it's you. It's probably her. I had a couple other things too, but we're gonna go ahead and just do that another night because we have covered a lot tonight. We talked about building your local customer list, how to keep track of your customers and be consistent with giving them brochures. Gave you some tips for deliveries and how to use samples. And then I shared a little bit about following up. So there was quite a bit. Yay. Oh, I just looked at Facebook. Sample Pack's been doing those. Desiree's been doing those the last campaign. They worked great. Have those hooks at the dollar store. Yay. Okay, I'm going to share. I had a couple other things I just want to share on my screen with you before we go for the night. I had mentioned hanging up flyers, and I have flyers in our Facebook group page. Yeah, flyers, hang them up. Why not? That's just a really cute flyer. Oh, I shared that one. Oh, here's 100 brochure success plan. 130 people, you already have their contact info. So 10 people that you last texted, 10 people you last called, 10 people you're connected with on social media, 10 neighbors, 10 coworkers. I will add this into our team page too, just to get your mind going. And I love this. So when you are going for no, so whenever you get a no, mark it here, because the more no's you get, you're going to get yeses. I shared that about the samples. Let's see what else is here. Oh, this is a cute little idea. You can even just carry around a bag that says, ask me for an Avon brochure. I've done this in grocery stores. I put it in my cart and always people will ask and say, I had no idea Avon was still around. Yep, Avon is still here. So market yourself locally. Okay, guys, any questions, anything you wanted to chat about before we go for the night? All right. Well, I thank you guys for being so patient with all of the technical challenges that I have had tonight. And next week, week 3, we're talking all about social media and building your business on social media. So that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for being on here. And I hope it was helpful. And I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.